The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends set ranking and Build-A-Figure review video. And today, we're taking a look and ranking the entire Disney Plus What If wave. But remember, for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code KYLE to save 10% on all in-stock items, and of course, anything over $39 does ship free. And today we're taking a look at the Build-A-Figure. I already got him together here. Went together with a little bit of challenge as they do, especially in the leg department, but we did get him together, or I should say I got him together. And his name is Khonshu, Khonshu. I'm not exactly sure, as we've talked about in the videos of unboxing all these, so check out those reviews if you missed any of them. I have yet to see the Moon Knight Disney Plus series. I'm hoping either Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, or Andor, I can knock one of those out sometime before the year's end. That's my goal. Hopefully I can do that. A lot of people are saying to start with Moon Knight, so that's where I'm kind of at. I think it probably Moon Knight, Andor, then Miss Marvel. I don't know, you guys can chime in the way I should watch them in order. But Moon Knight looks like an interesting enough series. I know a little bit about Moon Knight, but I would never say I'm a huge fan of Moon Knight, and I don't really know this character at all. So I guess I'll find it out in the series, because I would assume, there I go assuming again, he is in the series, I would imagine, if he is the Build-A-Figure here. But let's take a look at him, let's take a look at his accessory, and we'll talk about it, see what we think about it, all that kind of fun stuff. And then at the end of this video, we're going to rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. Make sure you get your list together and put it in order in the comments down below, as we always do. But let's start it off with his old staff. You can't have a big figure without a staff. And it's an interesting one. It's like a half moon. I think that's what that's supposed to be. Once again, I don't know the show yet, but it does look pretty good. All one color, but you get a little bit of gold highlights up here. An interesting sculpt. This is two pieces, as we did see in the unboxings. You get a little decor down on the bottom here, a little sculpting at the bottom of the handle, but a big staff, big wand, whatever you want to call it, even bigger than the figure. And I got to tell you, this figure is a heck of a lot bigger than I expected it to be. I obviously knew this was the Build-A-Figure, but I didn't realize he was going to be this big. I thought this could be just a little taller than your average Moon Knight figure from the other wave that's going on right now that we're working on unboxing on the channel as well. But this is a big, giant figure, a very interesting figure as well. First thing I noticed, he does have kind of that Moon Knight motif, almost like mummy wrappings going on all over the place. Got kind of that dirty white color to it with a little bit of a wash of some browns, things like that. Big silver belt buckle, and then he does have that moon insignia on his chest. Once again, not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I'll find all this out hopefully very soon. But very interesting, and this being a bigger figure makes me a little bit more excited for it. I would never say I was over the moon, no pun intended, for this figure, but now that he's a little bit bigger and I see how he scales with some of the other guys, man, I'm here for stuff like this. And hopefully I enjoy the character. It'll make me like the figure and appreciate the figure even more. But let's walk through the articulation on this guy real quick. His arms do go all the way around and apparently pop out. That's the problem sometimes with some of these Build-A-Figures, the arms and legs. They don't go in as tight as you would like them to go, and sometimes they will pop out on you, but I think I got it in there. Let's see. Let's see if that happens again. Okay, I just didn't have it in. So, nope, there it is once again. So I think that right arm is liable to pop out on you. I can hear it click, I can hear it pop in, but it just seems to work its way out. So your mileage may vary there. You do have a bicep cut. You do get double jointed pinless elbows. You know I'm here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side. Very big, tight joints on this guy. You do got, let's see, we got a hula hoop at the top, no waist. You can do a little bit of splits. I'm having a heck of a time getting the legs completely flush against the other plastic. I might have to heat that up and work that in a little bit, but the joints are extremely tight on this guy. Double jointed pinless knees, and there you go, that popped right out too. So having some challenges with this Build-A-Figure. Not exactly sure what's up with that. So I might have to give him a little bit of heat to hopefully make him secure, a little bit more secure than he is. But like I said, double jointed pinless knees, and then you got the ankle rockers back and forth, side to side. You get the head side to side, up and down, not a ton of up and down, but a good amount of side to side. I do like one really cool thing they did here for the neck. It's like clear translucent plastic, a little bit magical, a little bit dangerous is what that is, but a nice purple clear plastic there. I think that looks really cool. I do like this big old bird beak head. It looks like something you would see in the hieroglyphics of the pyramids. My dad and I talked all about the hieroglyphics in our mummy unboxing we did on the channel. Not too long ago, but that's what it looks like to me, like Osiris and all those kind of guys. Has that kind of feel to it here. Big beak going on, big deep set eyes, looks so much like a skull. You got that dirty wash and all that kind of stuff. I wish the mouth was hinged, but that being said, I'm guessing it's not hinged. I'm guessing he doesn't talk in the show, but if he does, that's a big missed opportunity. I would have loved to seen that hinged there. He does got a big old cape going on because maybe, just maybe, cape season predates Lando Calrissian. Could that be a thing? Could we answer one of the ancient mysteries of the world right here at the table today? That there was a cape season long before Lando Calrissian? I don't know. It's one of life's great mysteries is what that is. But all in all, a good figure. I got a few issues with the pieces staying together, as you can see here. But it looks cool for what it is. I like the looks of it. I'm not, once again, over the moon to beat a pun into death here. But I wonder, once I watch the show, maybe I'll like this character a little bit more. You never know. But does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%, and he fits like a glove. Of course, you got to make sure you get the Mattel stands. These are on sale right now at Ringside Collectibles. Year-end sale, big sale over there. $2.99 a 10-pack. Got to get a deal all day long. This is the time of year I load up on my stands. But fits very well right there. So Khonshu, a mixed bag, I think, is at best right here. He's not terrible, not the best, not the worst, somewhere kind of in the middle. Not the greatest Build-A-Figure of all time, but I'm hoping, once I see the show, I'll like him a little bit more. But let me know your thoughts on this Build-A-Figure, and now we turn our attention to ranking this guy and the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, now's the time to rank the Disney Plus wave. We got Loki characters, we got What If characters, and we got Moon Knight characters in here. So a mixed bag of Disney Plus characters from the Disney Plus TV shows, and that's what we got in this wave. And we're going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. Make sure you put your ranking in the below comments, and make sure you do put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. And we got 8 figures here, so a very big set. And let's just begin. Let's hop in. And who's number 8? I'm going to go with He Who Remains as Iron Man falls down. He Who Remains is going to come in at number 8 for me. Not a lot going on with this character. Of course, from the Loki series, a little bit plain Jane. I know we haven't found out his full story. Is he king? We'll find out, I guess, further on down the road, as one might say. But just kind of plain. Yeah, he gets an apple with him. That's always fun to get an apple as an accessory. But a little bit limited, so the playability functions aren't really there for this guy. Just kind of a plain Jane guy in a robe is really what it comes down to be, and not super exciting. So he's an easy number 8 for me here, ranking these together. Now I'm going to go to number 7. You know what? I'm kind of surprised at this, but I'm going to go with Jimmy Woo at number 7. Now, this is a character I've been wanting. He's been in so many different movies and TV shows in the Marvel Universe. Of course, Young Rock as well. A good figure, but once again, plain Jane, but a great figure if you're looking for a security guard in your G.I. Joe world, or you're looking for him to mix into maybe your wrestling world, your crowd. A lot of multi-uses out of this guy, but at the end of the day, it is a plain Jane, just human action figure, which isn't always bad. We need those sometimes. But compared to everybody else, he's coming in at number 7 for me. So now we go down to 6. And number 6... Ooh, I'm going to go Red Skull, and I do like this Red Skull. It is a good head sculpt on him. I really like the deep red. I like the outfit of him here. This is when I close my eyes and I think of Red Skull. This is pretty much what I think of for the most part, but we've had a few Red Skulls recently, but I do put this one above the last Red Skull we got in the Bring on the Villains wave. So I do like this enough, but it's just, for whatever reason, when I'm putting all these guys together, he's coming in at number 6 for me. Now we take a look at number 5. Man, where am I going here? Where am I going? What am I doing? What are we doing? Number 5. You know what? I'm going Iron Man at number 5. And I do like this Iron Man as well. I love the idea of building out a team of zombies, building out the zombies from the episodes, things like that, and hopefully the comics as well. But this one, outside of the little spot on his side here where you see some ribs, it's basically an Iron Man figure with a zombie head on. So I would have liked to seen maybe more torn off on the arm, things like that, to make him more zombified instead of just one little damaged spot and then some dings and dents on his armor. I'd like him to see missing a glove and having a zombie hand, things like that. So they could have dressed this one up a little bit more. So that's why he's coming in at number 5 for me. Now we're down to the final 4. It's March Madness right here. Number 4... This is going to be a bit of a shocker here, and I'm going to go with Scarlet Witch, who does not stand very well. Now, Scarlet Witch was one I was going to rank higher, but the more time I spent with her after the review, she fell in my like list a little bit. Now, one annoying thing with her, as we talked about in the video, is her hair. As much as I love this new head sculpt, all this kind of stuff, I love it. This body, it just cannot support this hair and head. It falls over all the time, so it's a big, big miss right there. And then one thing that seems to be getting even worse is the gummy joints on this one, especially in the knees. Very, very gummy joints, not very strong plastic. So missing a few things there to make this a better figure. But she will not stand on a stand, won't stand at all. You really got to make her stand and take some work. I think you're going to have to get out the sticky tack if you really want her secure in your display somewhere. So she's coming in at number 4, the Scarlet Witch. Now we're down to the final 3. This is going to be a blow-away shocker list. I don't know if any of you guys will agree with me on my list here, but number 3, I'm going the Khonshu. And maybe he might move up if I really like the character once I watch the show. I love the big figure. I love the creepy aspect of everything. But he's just kind of there. Obviously, some of the quality of the Build-A-Figure parts not sticking in. Could be user error. I could got a bum one. Who knows what the deal is there. But on my findings, my investigations into the ancient pyramids here, he's coming in at number 3. Just not the greatest Build-A-Figure we've ever had. We've had a lot of good Build-A-Figures. This one's cool. I wouldn't say it's the greatest or anywhere near the top 10 Build-A-Figures of all time. So Khonshu, Clownshu, not sure exactly his name, but he's coming in at number 3. Which gives us the final 2. And did anybody have these 2 on their punch card as the final 2 here? I don't think I even did until I got here to the table and started thinking about it a little bit. But number 2, now this is interesting. I'm going Howard the Duck. Now, I do not feel the value of this pack equals some of these other ones. I will say that. So if you're looking at this straight from best value from money, what these cost in the stores, Entertainment Earth, whatever, I do not put him there. That is the biggest gripe I have with him is I feel like him and the Ant-Man head of Scott Lang, is that really, and then a Build-A-Figure part, of course, does that feel like the value is there at $24 to $28? Absolutely not. Does not feel like the value is there. But the figure itself, yes, it's small. Yes, it is little. But it is Howard the Duck, and that's a cool, quirky character. Of course, like a lot of you guys I saw in the comments of the video, we didn't even know he was part of the Marvel Universe till many, many years ago. I guess when we watched the movie in the 80s, we just thought it was a movie. We didn't realize it was based off a comic book. I mean, they didn't promote that very hard, at least to little kids they didn't at the time. But I like this one, and this is one of those figures we talk about on the channel a lot that's one of those conversation pieces. You see this, and what is that? Oh my gosh, is that Howard the Duck? So it has a cool factor. Even though it's small, he packs a mighty punch, though, like a lot of good ducks do, like Huey, Dewey, Louie, Donald, Daffy, Scrooge McDuck. I mean, there's so many. Launchpad McQuack, Darkwing Duck, some of the famous ducks in the world. I think that's what those guys are. But really enjoy this Howard the Duck, especially the more I have it in my collection, the more I look at it. Not a bad piece of business right here, which leaves number 1. Can you believe it? Loki. One of the coolest things in the Loki TV series is when he went to that other world or universe, whatever it was called, and we saw this version of Loki. And when we close our eyes and we think of Loki, it was like he climbed out of the comic books, at least from my reading time, and into the screen. There's something about old man Loki in this kind of leotard get-up and his cape. I just really, really like this one. I love the sculpting and the magic hands here. I love the big horns. Of course, the Oakland A's colors puts him over the top. Just a really, really good figure and definitely a sleeper figure of this set. Is when this was announced, even when I had the package, even as I was doing the reviews, I didn't expect him to end up being my favorite, but it's just amazing what happens sometimes when you get these things at hand, start moving around with them, start playing around with them a little bit, your lineups do change. And this is a pure example of that, as I really did think the zombies would probably be towards the top. I thought Red Skull might be a little higher. Even Jimmy Woo I thought might have been number 4 or number 5 in this list, just because we've waited a long time for him. I think it's a neat character. It's a quirky character. I like the card hand he has, but it's shadowed... but it netted out totally different than I anticipated. So that's kind of fun sometimes. You get some surprises in your collecting game, and that's my ranking here of the Disney Plus wave. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? How are you going to rank this set? Do you agree with this? I mean, it is my list, so it can't be wrong, but just like your list can't be wrong. But let me know your thoughts on this entire wave. Are you picking up this wave? You passing? And then make sure you rank it in the comments down below. And also, while you're here, don't forget to thumbs up the video. It always helps the channel if you give it the old like. Don't forget to subscribe to this very channel. Hit the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day and then some, and even more content. Yes, can you believe it? Even more content over on the Patreon. Q&As, giveaways, early access to videos, pizza reviews, dog stuff. There's a lot going on over the old Patreon, and best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over there at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget to hit me up on social media. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Disney Plus What If Loki WandaVision wave, there's a lot going on here. I am Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.